Hey yo, 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 you
Yo,
don't stop. Hey yo, yo,
yo,
yo, yo,
and you
yo,
don't
yo,
stop.
yo,
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 yo, yo, you don't stop.
Go ladies, go ladies, go ladies, go ladies. Y'all just rehearsing.
Hey y'all, get this shit. She on our list as a lady to hit. She's got a thick. I'm getting with quick. Yo, hit me out 976. So turn this just like that. I see you with a quarter. I like y'all like that. See yo, me and you girl going on. Yo, come to my crib. Let's get in some business with me. What you wanna do? Nigga ain't three. It's gotta be like that. Like this gotta be. Just gonna try me. Funky. This is how I do it. Hey yo. This is for the ladies. Hey yo. Let me get funky. Just like so. I get on the mic. Drop on the floor. Something so y'all niggas might know. How about these ladies? Look at this one. She looking good. She gonna get done. I swear to God. Come on. Let me tell you something.
You trying to light it down in here? This is how I look without makeup, and with no brow, mine and it sag down low. My hair ain't never hung down to my shoulders, and it might not grow. Shit, you never know. But I'm clever. When I bust a rhyme, I'm clever. Always on your mind, she's clever. And I really wanna grow, but why come? You're the last to know.
What's good? I am back again. That's the crooning of Erykah Badu. I've seen her live back in the day. It was a good show. I was into still like Maxwell, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Neo Soul, Vivian. Is it Vivian Green? I believe was a backup singer for Jill Scott. But I don't know. I think Erykah Badu has a new album out. I am not caught up on what they're doing, but this is just a live to go over this Taylor Lorenz. I think Taylor Lorenz, I don't even know who broke the story. I'm looking at Wired. Wired has done good work. And believe it or not, Taylor Lorenz, I don't think she's a bad journalist. She's a very good writer. But I want to figure out what's going on with this story that came out. It was August 27th is the date. So just a couple days ago, about the influencers. So let's go through that right now. Influencers getting dark money. I saw the headlines. I have not gone through and dug through the article. And we're going to do that right now. Let me give you a heads up before we go into it. The article is basically talking about a group of Democrat type of social media influencers who were offered some type of deal, which looks like it was $8,000 a month. And it seems like it's to amplify pro-Democrat messaging online. My initial take going back years ago was I was shocked to hear this when I first started streaming. I have a video that's still up from 2021 or something like that. It's old. Being surprised that Brooklyn Dad somehow got money. I don't remember the full story. Don't care. And that's part of my takeaway, that he got funneled money somehow through some type of Democratic PAC. And when you look online, the influencers, it's very important. That's why they put this money into it. The influencers online are extremely important. They aren't everything, but they can be momentum starters. And I was shocked at first, but where I am now is completely different. I'm trying to reconcile that. I don't care. And I'm going to name some names here from the article, not from me, but from this article. And I honestly don't care who's getting paid by who. Everybody's getting paid. I mean, kind of the goal is to get paid by sponsors for the most part. You do have some people who are independent. That's very rare for someone to be independent and relevant in the national conversation. I can't think of anyone other than Nick Fuentes, but I'm sure there's others. I don't know everyone. So that's the context before we go into this Dark Money Group article. Taylor Lorenz has the byline. So in a private group chat, she starts off with dozens of Democratic political influencers discussed whether to take advantage of an enticing opportunity. So if somebody's going to offer you, these are just online people from TikTok to YouTube to whatever. They're online people. Somebody comes to you and offers $8,000 per month. I mean, that's a significant amount of loot, especially if you're going to be streaming anyway. You're going to be streaming anyway without the $8,000 a month. Then you might as well stream with. I see the thought process there. Obviously, we know there's a quid pro quo. Nobody gives you money for no reason. And that includes super chats. People typically will super chat. Maybe they have something to say or they want you to keep doing what you're doing. It's a support thing. It's really no different. But this is organized and it comes from basically top down, not organic. So they're offering $8,000 per month to take part in a secretive program. And that might be like, so I guess that's part of the, let's table that. That's part of the discussion. Does it need to be announced? I don't know. Is secretive the right way to describe it? I don't know yet. Aimed at bolstering Democratic messaging on the internet. But the contract sent to them from Chorus, this is like this is Chorus, not conservative, but it's called the Chorus Creator Incubator Program. And I think this is probably part of the push to get a Democratic version of what Trump did with MAGA. We saw, for example, we still see it now. They have an infrastructure. They're kind of tied into a foreign country, but you saw Patrick Bet-David recently had Benjamin Netanyahu on, and he would not have Nick Fuentes on. It's his platform, and he can do whatever he wants to do, but we can observe what that means. That means something. Benjamin Netanyahu is credibly accused of what we've been talking about since basically October 7th. Is there retaliation? And even before that, but I didn't really jump into the conversation until recently. October 7th, unliving women, innocent women and children. You could credibly call him just a murderer. You don't have to agree, but that would be a credible accusation. He is accused by these international organizations of such. You can credibly call him a terrorist, Benjamin Netanyahu. So the conservative Inc., the Trump-supporting Incorporated Online, they can have Benjamin Netanyahu on. They can meet with Benjamin Netanyahu. But when it comes to certain other people, it's not happening. We've seen exceptions, but the exceptions always have qualifications. You basically can't agree with a Nick Fuentes as well. Tim Pool most famously had Ye and Nick on. And obviously, he admitted that going into the conversation, he had to disagree with them or he was worried about the video getting pulled. And he said he got a call before they came. Then you had Dinesh D'Souza come through, and he had an authentic conversation, credit to him, but even he had to make sure his distance was kept. So that's what we're seeing on the right. So what's the problem with this? It's the same infrastructure to me. So it was sent to them from this Chorus group, this Chorus Incubator Creator Program. It's a nonprofit, of course, arm of a liberal influencer marketing platform, came with some strings, as money tends to do. And even if you work at an office or whatever, it comes with strings. You don't diss the company. Among other issues, it mandated extensive secrecy about disclosing their payments and had restrictions on what sort of political content the creators could produce. So if I have a political organization and I funnel money to somebody, I can understand somebody saying, I'm funneling it to you for this angle. If your angle changes, then I don't want the money flowing to you. Is that, I mean, I personally wouldn't say that. I would funnel the money to people I believe in. And if it does change their views and I don't want to support it anymore, I would take the money, but not control it. But what's really the difference there? Here's a quote. Should we send a joint email with all of our email addresses, or are we just going to send things separately and hope they change everything for everyone? Lorenzo, a non-binary creator in Columbus, Ohio, whatever that means, with over 884,000 TikTok followers, asked the group. Some joked about collective bargaining. Can we get a union up in here? Can we get 18,000 a month? That's funny. Any Newsies fans here? Newsy, that app. Newsy was actually a great app. Eliza Orleans, a public defender and reality TV star known for appearances on Survivor, posted in the group, "We're a union just by saying so." I didn't know, maybe there's something that went on with Newsy, that news app, I believe. The influencers in the chat collectively had at least 13 million followers across social platforms. They represented some of the most well-known voices online, posting in support of Dems. They're key to wherever the party moves next, but ultimately the group didn't make much progress. Reading through the revised chorus contract, like, you win some, you lose some, reproductive justice influencer named Pari, who posts under the handle Women in America, responded later in the thread. I also think there's at least 4 other things that should change, but the vibe I got from their email was that there would be minimal, if any, changes. And I assume they're talking about their content. I don't feel strongly about pushing, to be honest. Aaron Parnas, why do I know that name? A Gen Z news influencer who has been called the Gen Z Walter Cronkite. So I've probably seen it online or something. And has been lauded in legacy media outlets, posted to the chat. They aren't going to modify it anymore. Seems like a take it or leave it. Did I miss something, or is she jumping around here? I feel like I missed something. No, I guess she's just trying to tell the story. I believe we are in stage 5 acceptance, Pari responded. Creators began signing on to the deal. For years, Dems have struggled to work with influencers. In 2024, Biden tried to, he snubbed several prominent content creators, but they actually did bring them in later, after they lightly criticized the administration over its policies on climate change, the COOF, Gaza, TikTok ban. Content creators who challenged Kamala Harris, including Hassan Piker, were similarly unwelcome at campaign events. But he was at the DNC, wasn't he? Or did he get kicked out of there, actually? I think he was there and got kicked out, if I'm not mistaken. After the Dems lost in November, they faced a reckoning. As we all know, it was clear that the party had failed to successfully navigate the new media landscape. Yeah, we don't need to relive that, but I understand why you reset that. So that brings in the Chorus Creator Incubator Program, funded by a powerful liberal dark money group called the 1630 Fund. So this is the 1630 Fund. There's a political article that takes us off. So we are now officially in the rabbit hole. So if you click the link, it takes you to a different article about the 1630 Fund. And I'm going to see if I can find out anything about them here. This is basically kind of like a working live. Typically what I would do off camera. But I just want to set this up to run. I just want to know if there's any context and who's funding this group. So we'll let that run. and come back to that later. The program kicked off just recently, last month. Creators involved were told by Chorus. Remember, that's the program paid by 1630 Fund. So basically, it's 1630 Fund. What does 1630 mean? There was I know there was a 1619 project. What is the significance? What does that year in American or world history? I'm not familiar with the significance of 1630. So we'll get that soon. If you do, put it in the chat. I'm ignorant to that. I'm guessing that's a year, but we'll see. The creators told Wired that the contract stipulated they'd be kicked out and essentially cut off financially if they even so as much acknowledged that they were part of the program. So I guess that's why it is. I mean, that's newsworthy to say that it was that explicit. So what is there to hide? So I don't have problem with money to creators. The problem is the platform rigging the game. The platforms rigging the game is completely unconstitutional and hugely problematic because they are extensions of the government. That's a bigger problem than this here. I don't like dark money in politics in general. That's a bigger problem. So when we get down to the influencers getting paid, I would like to go and pull up the roots. I have bushes outside my crib. I want them to get the hell up out of here. I actually pulled a couple of them out, but I didn't get the roots last year, and now they're back full-fledged. You got to get to the roots. This doesn't excite me as a problem to really highlight or solve. It is newsworthy. I'm not dissing the article. I'm just telling you where I'm at. So some creators also raised concerns about a slew of restrictive clauses. Well, then you don't have to sign it. Influence included in communication about the program, and in some cases, an onboarding session for those receiving payments. Yeah, if I'm gonna drop damn near 10 bands a month on you, we're gonna have an onboarding session. Like, let's make it clear what these bands are for. Yeah. So Olivia Juliana is considered a centrist, I guess, by Taylor Lorenz at least. The overweight one, it's uncomfortable to see that. It's time to get right. But the overweight Olivia Juliana is a centrist, according to this article. She's a Gen Z influencer. She feels non-binary to me as well. I don't even look at her and see a woman, to be honest with you. Who spoke at the 2024 Democratic National Convention. Lauren Puricha, I don't even know how to pronounce it. A former Playboy executive turned political influencer who hosts a podcast for Occupy Democrats. Barrett Adair, content creator who runs an American Girl doll. What? It must be a woman. I don't know. Themed American Girl doll themed pro DNC meme account. What is that? Barrett Adair. This is a complete thought in the article, which is just stating a fact, I guess. Barrett Adair, a content creator who runs an American girl doll themed pro DNC meme account. What exactly is that? There's all kinds of people I've never heard of in my life. Inside the creation of historically, I don't know who this is. I'll have to find a link to their content. I'm assuming they're on like TikTok. They're probably not on Twitter a lot because I would have probably came across it. But we'll see. Suzanne Lambert, who has called herself a Regina George liberal. Ariel Fordor, an education creator with 1.4 million followers on TikTok. Sandra Jennings, former TLC reality star, older brother of trans influencer Jazz Jennings. Oh, wow. David Pakman, who's the only one I know on this list so far, who hosts an independent progressive show. Is he a progressive? I never looked at him as a progressive, but okay. Progressive show on YouTube covering news and politics. And that's not a diss. I just never, he's an establishment. He pro-Biden. How can you name yourself a progressive and be pro-Biden? I'm not saying he called himself a progressive, but that doesn't make sense to me. There's nothing, Joe Biden's in DC for 50 years. There's nothing progressive about Joe Biden. There's nothing progressive about Trump at this point. So those are the people. According to copies of the contract viewed by Wired that creators signed, the influencers are not allowed to disclose, we got that, or that they're being paid at all. Okay. Dozens of liberal influencers are believed to have been approached by Chorus. They were told that they appreciated the work they're doing online and were asked if they'd be interested in being part of the first cohort of a new program. Many creators expressed concerns after they reached out, and the Wired got copies of the contract. The creators of the program must funnel all bookings with lawmakers and political leaders through Chorus. I have found it interesting. I don't know if Destiny's not named in here, but he is getting political people. Hassan Piker is getting people. Pac-Man's always like politicians. I saw, it's so cringe, but Jamie Raskin was on with that Brian Tyler Cohen, I believe his name is. So you can see that they're funneling stuff to them. The only one in that ilk that I actually respect is Adam Friedland. I think his name is Friedland. I've talked about him a couple times on here. Very unique style, very interesting listen. I like Pac-Man too, don't get me wrong. And I even listen to Piker a little bit, but the overall, like just respecting their work would be Adam Friedland. I believe his name's Friedland. But I don't think he's named in here. But he has been getting politicians. So they have to do the booking with lawmakers, political leaders through Chorus. And that would make sense because the politicians don't want to go on a platform where they're going to be called out. I go through Chorus. I know Chorus is paying the influencer. I know there's a lower chance of them trying to embarrass me. When Rokana went on, I guarantee you they didn't go through Chorus. When Rokana went on with Revolutionary Blackout Network and they had a spirited discussion. He got challenged and Rokana answered the questions. It was a great discussion. That's authentic. What we see here is not. If I want to work with another politician, I have to fully collaborate with them. That's why we call it access media. The day you don't collaborate with them, the day you don't get the big interviews. Said one creator who was offered the contract but ultimately declined to take it and asked not to be named. If I get Zoran and he wants to do an interview with me, I don't want to give that to them. Wait, what does that mean? If you want to interview Zoran, Mandami, if you want to interview him, then what does it matter if it goes through them? You can still challenge him when you interview him. Your deal will be done with them, but creators in the program are not allowed to use any funds or resources that they receive as a part of the program to make content that supports or opposes any political candidate or campaign without express authorization from Chorus. The contract, that's a tough thing to do. That's a very tough thing to do when you're behind a mic. That's how things get awkward. You see people speaking and you wonder, well, why are things so weird right now? You're like, well, why does this person look so weird? Why is this person not criticizing a certain person? That can happen. That's probably why. It gets very weird. I obviously have no reach or anything like that, but I do have the freedom to be able to criticize whoever I want in whatever way I want. So I don't have to have those hesitations. I can choose to flip on a Trump in a heartbeat and make my case for why. Or not. You don't have to make your case why. So there's a lot of people going back through old posts of David Pakman, old videos, and trying to say, well, this is why. I don't know when he started getting money. This article said it was just a month ago. But people are asking questions. So these people are getting artificially propped up, is what it is. Propped up. So a screenshot from a slideshow that was shared with Wired shows that it offered several talking points if a member of the cohort wanted to discuss chorus publicly. So they were very concerned about that part of it. I don't know how you would expect influencers to keep something like that quiet. That's not a good idea. Maybe the idea is to see who we can trust and who we can't. Is probably that part. Because they had to know, these are people who are much smarter than me. They have to know there's no way you're keeping that private. Impossible. All right. So there are some real great advantages to housing this program in a nonprofit. So we already know that. Gives us the ability to raise money from donors. We've talked about that in the past. The goal, of course, according to a fundraising deck, is to build new infrastructure to fund independent progressive voices online at scale. So I'm seeing nothing here so far that's changing my opinion. If there was an America First PAC, meaning one that I agree with politically, I'm sure there is one now, but one that I would agree with. There's not one now that I agree with. But let's say there was one. I would be fully okay with them doing a nonprofit and funding whoever they want. At the end of the day, it's about the content to me. I don't care who's funding it. Everybody has a sponsor. Still haven't seen anything in here that's changed my opinion on that. Elizabeth Dubois, an assistant professor in politics, communications, Ottawa, has researched the ways influencers are reshaping the U.S. political system. They're adding a lot of unnecessary stuff in here to me. I don't know what that's for. Somebody, Jessica Mai, what's up? Long time no chat. Friend of show. 1630 Fund is a Democrat lobby group. It doesn't give what the numbers mean. Yeah, okay. I would like to know what those numbers mean. I know people are into numerology and things like that. And I'm very, very curious as to what that might. I am trying to do a search right now to see if I can find what that might mean. But yeah. Who is Barrett Adair? Are you familiar with this? I'm going to take a side mission real quick. What the hell is this? Barrett Adair is one of the people allegedly on this. Teen Vogue, an American Doll meme account. Felicity Merriman is an unlikely election resource from September 2024. What is this about? Sometimes people joke that American Girl doll accounts break the news to them, like the overturning of Roe v. Wade. What is going on? They work in progressive politics and bonded over their shared love of American dolls. Okay. Both of these people work in politics. Adair is a digital strategist for prominent Democrat think tank and advocacy group. Their broadcast channel feels indicative of how young people consume this information. What the hell is the channel? Their answer was simple: TikTok, specifically from reliable politics creators who specialize in talking and taking the news and summarizing it into digestible, bite-sized videos. It is the best way for young voters to get news created for them. So what is the I'm just gonna have to watch the TikTok. I'm taking a break from that article because I am curious as to what the hell this is. See if I can go on TikTok and find out. So there's a TikTok channel called Felicity Merriman. Is that it? Or American Doll? What is the TikTok channel for this American Doll political meme channel? Just answer that question only. I still can't find the TikTok channel. Where do they do this? What is this? See if I can find it in here. The American Girl channel has become another forum for information. So I understand people were into the American Doll thing. I'm just confused as to how you turn that into politics. Let's see here. There's no official. So where is the video? Where are they social media influencers? I'm looking it up and they're saying there is no channel. So I don't know what the hell this is. Is it just like maybe a decentralized American Doll thing? Oh, their Instagram. Okay. Instagram is their main platform. Teen Vogue profiled them. I guess they are on X. Give me the damn handles. What is going on? I'm getting information. Nobody's giving me a link to these. Give me the damn links. What am I speaking? Am I speaking English? Is there a damn Jeep behind here? What's going on? Like that one company that had, remember that one company? What was it called? Was it Building AI or something like that? And it came out that it wasn't really AI. This is a true story. It was just 1,000 Jeets answering your question. It's not AI. It really wasn't AI. You would be chatting into AI. And it was literally a bunch of Jeets in India answering your question. That was one of the funniest stories that came out. I never covered it, but it was hilarious. I don't really mess with Instagram like that, other than my wife will send me links and I don't even have to go to Instagram. I can just play them from the messenger. But so I think this is it here. Felicity Merriman. So about 200,000 followers. What is the content? How do you even look at the content on here? You have to sign in to look at the post? What the hell? I'm such a boomer. I can't just watch the damn videos without signing in. So it looks like they're somehow mixing politics with girls. This is weird, man. This is weird. But I mean, if it reaches people, I mean, they have to do the research. They would know better than I would. What resonates with people, what reaches people. I don't even know my login to getting into it. It's the same as Facebook. I don't even mess with that stuff anymore. Only social media I mess with right now is really X. Even though I have seen that Reels is probably more edgy than TikTok is right now. TikTok is horrible. So that is a weird side mission to go on. It's even more weird this is bizarre to me that you have to log in to watch the videos. Such a trapped. I was playing trying to play Xbox with the kids. And it's just, I mean, it's absolutely insane. You have to create a profile. I'm like, you remember Nintendo? We just plugged it in and played it. Is there no option? Like, I'm not in the mood for all this. Just let me play the damn game. Why is there not an option for, I'm not in the mood for all this messed up stuff. Just let me play the damn game. So it took like a half an hour for me to get all this stuff hooked up in there. They really have not played much Xbox at all. That was like their first, they don't even know how to use it. But some of the games are crazy on there. So I can kind of see why you might need it. But back to the story. This is just, I don't even know. That's just bizarre. So it's just mixing in. There's so many subcultures. It's no different than the video games, I guess, too, though. Like in the video game, Minecraft and all these other games, they were doing a lot of DEI stuff, basically trying to reach people where they are, is all it is. So this is a weird. Where do we go with this article? So where is this article going? So they talk about the 1630 fund a little bit. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, here's the 1630 fund. Provided 141 million to more than 100 left-leaning causes in order to bolster Democratic support during the midterms. That's probably the political article I pulled up. In 2020, the fund distributed more than 400 million. So much dark money. In 2022, they spent almost 200 million. Chorus, which is described in contracts reviewed by Wired as a project of, with ties with Good Influence, a for-profit influencer marketing agency. So it's just a web of money. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So, is that what you're talking about in the chat? So Brian Tyler Cohen co-founded this? Let me see this. Good Influence was founded in October 2020 by Stuart Perlmutter, the former communications director for Representative John Yarmouth of Kentucky, seeing an opportunity after Kamala Harris's loss last November. Wait, what? Does that make sense? Oh, whatever. Perlmutter co-funded Chorus with Democratic influencer Brian Tyler Cohen. Interesting. So he's behind it? Wow, they took that long to get to that part of the article? So this thing is co-funded by Brian Tyler Cohen, is that correct? I have my own kind of chat researching this, so I want to, using whatever sources it can find, so I don't want to be tied into this article. So I can figure out and see if I can source that somewhere else. So Brian Tyler Cohen, who is, basically part of the regime at this point, formerly with NBC, right? He was with NBC, I believe. And I forgot how they fell out, but he fell out. He's done well for himself. So it was a good move for him to leave NBC. He's probably more relevant. Brian Tyler Cohen co-founded the nonprofit Chorus with Stuart Perlmutter, is what I'm seeing. So yeah, he's a co-founder. So this is a big part of the story that I didn't realize until right now. And I think someone in the chat mentioned him. Wow. So let's go over to Brian's channel real quick. Let's see, because he comes up on my feed a lot. Because I was doing reactions to some of his stuff months ago. Let's take a look at what we got on his feed. Does he do lives? I don't know if he does lives. Yeah, it was 9 days ago. Last video, House huge shakeup on state Supreme Court. Defeat judges shut down Trump. He has 4.72 million. He has become a powerhouse, it looks like. It's one of the higher Democrat kind of pushing accounts I've seen.
Missouri's conservative common sense values, rooted in faith, family, and freedom, should be truly represented at all levels of government, local, state, and federal. Because representation isn't just about districts and lines on one map. And our Constitution shouldn't be the victim of out-of-state special interests who spend millions to deceive voters and pass out-of-touch policies. It's the responsibility of the state legislature to ensure that values of Missouri families and communities are represented in Washington, D.C. and in our state. In Missouri, Republicans hold over 90% of local county offices and have held every statewide seat. I have been reminded time and time again, through both good times and bad times, Missourians are more alike than we are different. And our Missouri values across both sides of the aisle are closer to each other than those of the extreme left representation of New York ownership of our future.
Yes, I'm sure a ton of prayer went into this, praying at the altar of the God King. That was the Republican governor of Missouri announcing that he'll be the next Republican to line up and take his marching orders from Trump to redraw his state's maps. This comes in the immediate aftermath of this announcement from Greg Abbott in Texas.
This is Governor Greg Abbott. I'm about to sign the law that creates the one big, beautiful map that ensures fair representation in the United States Congress for Texans. I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Patrick, Speaker Burrows, Senator King, Representative.
Yeah, it's getting hard to ignore. I mean, I don't know where y'all stand on this, man, but this is I can't do a live without bringing it up. Another Jew. I mean, it's just like I'm not even trying to. You just can't escape it. It's a Jew here. It's a Jew there. It's a Jew on this side of the issue. It's a Jew on the other side of the issue. What am I supposed to do? Just act like it's not there?
Perfectly content to deliver for him and be his best boy.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Is that what you do? Just pretend like it's not there? How do you not see this and just be wondering, like, on the right side, it's a Jew telling me what to think. On the left side, it's a Jew telling me what to think. Bankrolling influencers. On the left side, it's a Jew bankrolling influencers. On the right side, look. Oh no, look. What a shock. It's another Jew influencing both sides of the argument. Wow. It's just getting really hard to ignore. I don't know how y'all or who, I'm not calling anybody out in specific, but I know there's a lot of people on the channel who kind of say like, hey, I don't want to talk about that. I don't know how you can't. I mean, how can you ignore it at this point? I mean, that's all I see now. I don't even care what he's saying at this point. I'm just like, are we really doing this? Another Jew. My goodness. Wow. 2% of the population. It's a problem. It's a problem because we do not see eye to eye on either side of this. So he has over 4.6 million. Now he has over 4.7 from we just saw there. So it's and growing. I did not know that. Wow, he has become very powerful. So maybe I was gonna say maybe that's why he wanted it quiet, but he had to know it would come out. He knows these creators better than anybody. So already creators in the program are creating content together that you pool all these people across echo chambers and you kind of get a little bit of momentum. Oh, wow. Progressive YouTuber, I've talked about her, Kat Abu Ghazala, or I can't pronounce her name right, but I've done a video on her. She's running for Congress, was pictured on Course's website. Wow. So she's a part of that too. Several influencers who defended Course throughout the controversy were involved in membership talks for the highest paid tier. They wanted to get to the top tier of payment in the Course Creator Incubator program. And my takeaway is that I've had enough of that. So my takeaway is that they can put as much money as they want into whatever. And we saw that with Kamala Harris. got $1 billion in what? Less than 100 days? $1 billion and got blown out in the Electoral College. You cannot buy good content. It's impossible. You can buy people who have talent, but you can't buy and create good content. Everybody's bought in some way, shape, or form. I was a big Rush Limbaugh fan, obviously one of the greatest radio talents of all time. He was bought out as well. But you can't buy good content. You could buy out somebody like Rush, who's very talented, but Rush was very good in saying, basically he didn't say it, but I'm bought out, but I'm going to give you good content. And really, that's what matters to me. So if Brian Tyler Cohen, doesn't matter if he's Jew or not, is bought out and provides good content, I will say so. And I don't care that they're bought out. I think that's my end. But it's very interesting. Very interesting to connect the dots and of the spider web of basically what we see as corruption here. Let's see here. Cyan, what's up? Cyan says a $1.2 billion contract has been awarded by the Trump administration to build and operate the nation's largest immigration detention camp at Fort Bliss in Texas. I was not familiar with that. Why do we need immigration camps? Is that to just hold them while they're waiting, or I'm a little bit unsure on that. Like, I'll have to look that up and see. Is it because you want to hold them until their court date, or I'm not familiar with is that another that's so goofy. They were talking alligator Alcatraz is the goofiest shit I ever heard in my life. And I've talked about it that I don't give a damn about immigration. A huge fifth. Oh wow, Cyan. Get to that a super chat, but you have an allowance for the largest companies that they don't have to get searched, they don't have to get charged or anything. You're basically leaving their illegals alone and then going after everybody else's illegals. Though the days of me supporting that are over. But thank you for the super chat, Christian. So now you just got paid. Let me just be clear, Christian. I never said that I didn't want to get paid, but I appreciate you, Grace. But it really is no difference. It's just more organic on a smaller level. So just from that standpoint, I don't have a problem with it. The dark money obviously is problematic. It ruins everything. Primetime Ray, we're going to do a live. We're going to do a live tonight. Primetime Ray, that's the new branding. I'm excited for that. Primetime Ray, $2. Appreciate you. Osiris, can you shout out my friend Dixie Normus? Wait, is that a diss to JR Normus? I don't know the reference there, but I'll give a shout out. I'll be careful just saying, hey, I'm reading what super chat is there. What's up, Ray? Of course, thank you, Christian. And wow, Cyan, appreciate you. Huge. That's the biggest super chat I think I've ever had. $50, Cyan. Everyone is on the take as the right ignores Trump's constitutional violations, refusal to end the war in Ukraine as he provides funding through the EU arms and intelligence, not to mention Israel, as we become a fascist technocracy. Thanks, MAGA. Yep. And this is what we have to thank MAGA for a lot of this. They normalized, the left wanted to normalize back in Ukraine, and they couldn't do it. It took Trump to do it. And Trump does have the facade where he's saying, I want to end it, and he'll blame this and that. But at the end of the day, all Trump has to do is withhold he doesn't have to fund the EU. He doesn't have to give them any type of money and then say, oh, we're giving them the money so they can buy the weapons. It's not really giving them money. No, you just don't have to give them anything. It's that simple. So Trump is continuing the Ukraine-Russia war for no reason. They can go and live each other, unalive each other. I mean, I don't want that, but I got to worry about home. I don't understand the MAGA position on the Ukraine war. Trump's continuing to fund it, continuing to back it. And that's not even the Israel one. We know that the right was always biased and will support whatever Israel wants. We're talking about the Ukraine war, that the right was so much, the political right was so much against the Ukraine war when Joe Biden was president. How's that going, MAGA? How's the Ukraine-Russia war going? It's escalating. I mean, it's so tiresome, I have barely even talked about it. Attacking each other from nuclear standpoints or close to nuclear plants. And this is insanity. So I don't know where that ends. But thank you, MAGA, for your failures. You at least exposed yourself. Thank you for all the super chats, Cyan, $50. Greatly appreciated. But I just have one other topic, and that is the Elon Musk situation that came up. So Elon Musk and the X situation, basically. Well, maybe I might have two topics. We'll see how much time I have. Actually, before I do the Elon Musk situation, I do want to talk about the Will Chamberlain Dave, because that's not going to be as long. Dave Smith. So if you don't know, Dave Smith is friends with whatever that means. It's really none of my business. They just have talked about it. Jake Seals has talked about it. Other than that, it's none of my business, or really none of my care, to be honest with you. But they've made it public, and they've had kind of back and forth publicly on it. And Dave Smith and Jake Shields are friends. And I'm going to go back through and see if I can find kind of some of the stuff here. But Jake Shields and I have a very similar opinion on the countries in the Middle East right now. And this isn't about the Middle East in particular. It's more about friendship. So Jake Shields and Dave Smith, they agree on some things and they disagree on others. And one of the big things that I don't know what the exact disagreement is, other than Dave Smith that I've heard hasn't gone in depth on the differences that much. But there's Christian replying to me right here. But it's more on the Middle East question, getting into the ethnic question on the country that we typically don't see people deep diving into, other than a select few. Dave Smith does not jump into the JQ at all. He stops at the government. And that's why he's able to go to TPUSA. Jake Shields obviously would never be allowed. He went to TPUSA, last year. Was it last? Yeah, last year or so with AFPAC, whenever AFPAC 4 was, and got kicked out with Nick Fuentes. So literally, Dave Smith is invited on the stage. Jake Shields can't even come to the event because there's a dividing line between who you're criticizing and how you're criticizing. But this is really about, through that, they're still friends, to whatever that means. And Jake Shields posted on that. And there's a picture of Dave Smith hanging out with Jake Shields. Jake Shields is the type of guy it seems like he's friendly with a lot of different people from all different sides. He had Revolutionary Blackout Network on. Revolutionary Blackout Network, that was a great cross kind of project, because I've seen a lot of people on the right that I'd never seen before kind of replying to Revolutionary Blackout Network, which is crazy. Never seen that before, because I've been following them for quite some time now. Rome Bethea and them. This is more on Nick Cruz's account, but the whole crew there. And Jake Shields just basically posted, and here's what he posted. People are angry I'm with Dave Smith because he's a Jew. Dave, and I think he meant Dave and I have a few differences in our beliefs. Hitler, in parentheses, HH, in parentheses. But Dave, and what is Dave's take on that? I don't think he's fleshed that out well. But Dave has fought harder than almost anyone for the people of Palestine. Jews hate Dave with a passion for being a race traitor. Why attack a man on our side? Then he posts a picture hanging out with Dave Smith. And Dave was on this podcast. It was a great podcast. The Fight Back podcast with Jake Shields is a great podcast. Absolutely great podcast. He's a lot softer than his persona on X is, like many people are. Not soft. I don't want to say softer. He's more, I don't even know what to say, more balanced maybe than the projection that people have, and partly what he does on X. So my point is, how does a grown man, and that's Will Chamberlain coming involved here, how does a grown man get involved with the relationship of another grown man where they're both friends? Will Chamberlain at Dave Smith and says, dude, comic Dave Smith, what are you even doing here, dude? What do you mean, what are you doing here? It's a picture of him hanging out with his friend. What do you mean, what is he doing here? What is the problem? He's not hurting anyone. He's not being violent. He's not even agreeing with Jake Shields. What is the problem? Will Chamberlain, somebody who there's so many people I used to respect, with Laura Loomer, for example. Well, I didn't know her personally, but unfollowed. I was a super follower of hers. Unfollowed. There's so many people. You can, Jason Whitlock, used to like him, out. Candace Owens, I used to like. Nope, we're not on the same page anymore. Laura Loomer, I used to big her up, and we're nope, not anymore. Tim Pool, I've praised Tim Pool. I've said it's so many. We're done there. I mean, what are we doing? We can just keep going down the list. Will Chamberlain's a guy who has always been establishment, but I said, hey, this is a young man. I like how he presents himself. He's very smart. And even though we disagree, we're done. He's blocked me. I've blocked him. Robert Barnes and Robert Barnes, I've bigged him up. These are people even though we don't agree, I'm not saying anything bad about them, but Robert Barnes, and I've been a big supporter of Viva. It's done. It just continues. It continues. Seth Dillon he's blocked me too. Will Chamberlain is the latest one. So, and I don't blame him at all. I said, am I being hyperbolic when I say that people like Will Chamberlain who spit on the idea that friends can disagree? This is what I'm saying. It's not even about the Middle East. That friends can disagree and still remain friends. Is that demonic? I don't know. Maybe I'm being hyperbolic there, but this seems of the devil to me. If you want to say, wow, that's a odd thing for them to be friends, or if you want to say, hey, if they want to be friends, that's fine. Dave, how do you kind of reconcile that disagreement? That makes sense. Will Chamberlain's a nerd. He's a lawyer. That makes sense to kind of have a reasonable or kind of a well thought out take on it. His take was like, dude, what are you even doing here? What does that even mean? What are you talking about? You're a lawyer. You're very bright. You're very specific when you need to be. You're very, I think he and Dave Smith had a debate. You get down into the details. What is the specific problem that you have here, Will? And then Seth Dillon gets involved as well. How do you live your life as a grown-ass man feeling that it's problematic that two other grown-ass men have a friendship? They're just hanging out. He can't watch a football game with the bruh? Where happened? This is worse than the pandemic. This is worse than the pandemic. It's very similar to the pandemic. This is worse, though, to me. It's a stronger thing that there is no end to this. The pandemic had an end, even though people didn't acknowledge where they were right or wrong. It kind of faded away. Where does this fade away? This is not fading away. And it's got people acting weird. Tell me if I'm crazy. What's the problem with Dave Smith and Jake Shields being friends? And I had a problem because Dave Smith on his Part of the Problem podcast basically called Jake anti-Semitic, or saying he posted something anti-Semitic where he had the goblin or whatever it was eating the American flag, I believe it was. And it wasn't attacking their friendship. I was just like, well, what do you mean by this, Dave? What's wrong with it? Maybe you disagree or not, but you're using this term anti-Semitic. What are we doing? You're a legion of skanks. How's a legion of skanks talking about something being racist or anti-Semitic? But that's where we are now. I guess we can't be friends. I guess we can't. If you notice the Jew, you can't be friends with Will Chamberlain. Will Chamberlain is the geekiest of the geeks. He's just one of those, and I'm not saying I'm that way in a way as well. Way smarter than me, but for him not to be precise, not to try to break it down from a philosophical, I would think Will Chamberlain's take on this would be, something I'm not even smart enough to even make up what his nerdy take would be on, some type of philosophy of relationships or something like that. In the philosophy of relationships, how do you explain the big part? Maybe there's one thing they disagree on, but it's a big thing that you disagree on. How do you reconcile that with the rest of your friendship or something like that? Something very specific is what I would expect from him. Something almost like a Carl Benjamin or type of take on it, or even an Andrew Wilson type of breakdown from a psychological standpoint or something. Philosophical, psychological standpoint. No, that's not what we get. We get, dude, what are you doing here, dude? And then Dave Smith had a funny reply because Will Chamberlain used dude twice awkwardly. It's just a stupid post. And Dave Smith said something to the effect of, dude, I'm just being a dude with another dude, or whatever. I'm just being a dude with a dude. What are you talking about? So I don't get it. And so you look at Bryson Gray and Nick Fuentes. Cool. They have some disagreements, of course. Cool. Nobody. Well, I guess, I don't think Groypers have ever said he shouldn't be friends with Bryson Gray, but they question it, which I think is actually the legit take on there, is to say, we disagree with Bryson on this or whatever, Sneeko or something like that. But I don't think anybody's ever said, why are you friends with them? Yay. I don't think anybody credible has ever said, well, why are you friends with Ye? Or you shouldn't be friends with Ye. Because nobody's perfect, even if they disagree with Ye. Recently, Nick said he's friends with Andrew Tate. Now, who cares? I mean, be friends with Andrew Tate. But I'm not a Tate supporter. So I don't know why there isn't a nuanced take there. There's only nuanced takes when they want nuanced takes, is what it seems like to me. And let me get to this, the XAI situation. And what the XAI situation that we have here, and I'll be out, is what we're seeing here is a continuation of, believe it or not, the H-1B visa stuff. Late last year, December 2024, this blew up. Blew up to crazy heights, the H-1B discussion. And Elon Musk got to the point where he was quoting, doing movie quotes, but he was cussing people out basically over this thing, over the H-1B stuff. So there's a case where there's alleged, basically theft of property, of basically proprietary coding. There's somebody named Shui-Ten Lee, who is now an ex-AI engineer. And I'll just put this up here just so I have something to share. This is my deep research on it. So this is a case of Shui-Ten Lee. He's an at this point, AI engineer. Just got sued for allegedly trade secret theft. He's a Chinese national. with a passport from the PRC, the People's Republic of China. He also claims to hold permanent residence in Canada. During his time in the U.S., he lived in California, Silicon Valley, Mountain View, working for Elon Musk. Before that, he went to, wait for it, what is going on with Stanford University? That is, for me, I had no idea that Stanford was like this hotbed of just basically like Yale or Harvard, or maybe even worse from the people I see coming out of Stanford. It is crazy. These are regime monsters of all levels coming out of Stanford. But he came out of Stanford with a doctorate in philosophy and computer science, which is a very difficult thing to come out of college with now. Went to Boulder recently, went to one of our favorite Italian places. Boulder is beautiful, Colorado. And young man was a great, very, as far as like his demeanor and everything, waiter, young man gave him a good tip because I just liked his presentation, and he was a computer science major. He's still looking for a job. I was like, wish you the best, man. It's hard to find jobs now for them. So this guy's a PhD. He's an upper echelon guy from China. They love foreigners. This guy has nothing to do with America. Doesn't want anything to do with America, allegedly. This is my take on it. He's a Chinese national here just to, basically for this purpose, in my opinion, to steal trade secrets from us. So you've got Elon Musk, who's not, he's not really a proud American, in my opinion, not in the same way that I view it. He has a company where December 2024 is promoting these non-Americans. We can't find the talent here. We can't compete without them. So you bring them in here, these non-Americans, they come to your company and they steal your product, allegedly. They're not residents here. They have no ties here. They don't care about anything about America, the Constitution, whatever. They couldn't care less. Their loyalty is to another country. So if you are for the H-1B visas, then you need to talk about the pros and cons. I do not like when it triggers me when people say, this is it, this is the good, and you don't talk about the cons. There is a good and there is a con to everything in life. So even if you are pro H-1B visa, there is the con. And the con is, it is very, very, very well known that many Asians that go through school, they cheat, and they have no problem with cheating. It's very well known in academia. It's very well known when Elon Musk takes Tesla to China, they welcome him there in part that they want to steal what he knows. That's part of the reason why Elon Musk just said, hey, I know they're going to steal it anyway. He made a lot of stuff with Tesla just public. I think that's why. Elon Musk knows this. He would never say it. It's just very frustrating. So he will promote the upside from his standpoint, a globalist upside. He's a globalist. Doors open, bring in the foreigners. It doesn't matter if they have any ties to this country. They can run social media. They can censor Americans. They can do the programming for your Annie, your sex bot, your literal sex bot. They can do the programming for that. They couldn't care less about what effect it has on this country. They have no innate care for that. We could never, ever go to China and do the same thing. Ain't happening. China's not letting any American go to China, get trade secrets on their proprietary AI and take it from one company to another company. It ain't happening. And then Donald Trump basically says he tried to walk it back. I'm going to let 600,000 of these niggas in the country. Come again? The visa status is not public, so I don't know if it's an H-1B. He has to be here on some type of something. We know he needs to be here on something. Some type of temporary work authorization, whether it's H-1B. I'm not familiar with this F-1 OPT, optional practical training. I don't know if that's it. It's got to be something to tie him here. Just the other day, they filed this lawsuit accusing Lee of misappropriating proprietary AI information. Basically, they're saying he downloaded stuff to his personal computer digitally. Then he sold about $7 million worth of his XAI stock holdings. They say he admitted in writing to taking company data. We'll see what that means. But I mean, if he's not a citizen here, I don't even know how they're going to go after him. What is going to happen here? There's a big AI talent war going on, if you don't know, with Meta and all that. That's a different topic, but it is huge. So we are positioning to be basically, we are the product. They're fighting for who can suck the energy out of us. Quite literally. I did that cringe, I've been trying to do 11 Labs AI videos. That one was cringe. It was too repetitive. I just lost control of it. But the point of that video was, and I was experimenting with that one too, was because I did the avatars of myself and all that. It's just too much work to be worth it, but it was fun to play with. But the point of that video was the AI companies, these big tech companies, Amazon, Google, Twitter, all of them, they are tapping directly into the electric grid, so they have priority on power. Literal power. Not like we were talking about racism power. Literal power. So this is the matrix. They're tapping into the power. So if they can control, well, if there's a power, if there's scarcity of electricity, we get it first. Not only that, they're fighting over talent for the people to write the programming to basically gather all the information from us. That's what they're doing. That's where we're at. And that's my takeaway from this is, and I don't need, you get the gist of it, basically stealing it. And then we do have to relive this where he went back and Elon Musk wrote in 2024, he wrote the number of people who are super talented engineers and super motivated in the US is far too low. The fundamental limiting factor in Silicon Valley is a lack of enough top tier engineers, which foreign talent can help alleviate. He said, if you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. This is globalist. Perfectly legit opinion to have, but what's the downside to it? I obviously don't agree. I'm America first. That's not an America first position. And the H-1Bs are not just this. It's many other positions as well. So that's another disingenuous framing of the conversation. And then remember, he didn't just do that. I think it was at Laura Loomer. I forgot who he was responding to. I don't think it was Cassandra McDonald. But remember, after all this went down, he started taking away blue checks and going crazy. Elon Musk said in December, this is a quote from the movie Tropic Thunder, take a big step back and fuck yourself in the face. Basically, if you're against me, quote, I will go to war on this issue with the likes. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. Meaning the richest, one of the most powerful guys in the world, control of X, at that time, wrapped in, this was before Trump even took office. Donald Trump was a bitch during this time. This is the time where you would be quiet. Steve Bannon's like, what the hell's going on? Trump's not even in office yet. This dude was poking his chest out. He basically said, I will fuck you up if you go against me on this. And then now you got an Asian who done stole your ex and gave it to your worst enemy. Elon Musk and Sam Altman are not friends. How's that working out for you? Elon, can I get an update on your H-1B? Can I get an update, Elon? Can I get an update on your H-1B visa stance? I want to know where you stand now. You got Asian niggas stealing your coding. Good luck with that. I'm out.
Short fuse aiming at Q. Bishop on the roof now. They want me to say, fuck who in the game. If you the best rapper alive, then Rex insane. I think Preem's insane. Best producer alive. Me upon the tracks like needles to the veins, like burners to the brain. Suicide chest playing Suicide King. My aim when I came was to bring back the gangstar audio rain. No longer RBK, yes, it's RBK. Rex on the way in. East Coast boom back, PM to the AM. Opinion on my rap delivery, propane. Rhythmatic, eternal king supreme. Remember the name. Rex.
Drop the mic. You shouldn't be holding it. This is how it should be done.
Dropping balls on them. I like to catch them while they slipping. Take it back.
Drop the mic. You shouldn't be holding it. This is how it should be done.
I'm serious, man, I'm so sincere.
Rockabye, pop, rapper to sleep. Heavenly conscious, melodies monstrous. Odds one, hell of an artist. Syllable dartsmith, lyrical bars pit. Caution, beware, close proximity cause conflicts. Even through all this garbage nonsense, media sponsors. I'ma spit the raw shit regardless. My thoughts in cockpits, steering passengers through the darkness. When nerds be writing blurbs in office. I am return of the legendary. Dug through the cemetery. Soul of the goats in my bones, so I never worry. I think they want the new Machiavelli. I can really feel the pains of the strains to my belly. Hunger getting deadly, ain't a killer, don't tip me for the booth. Cause the youth mental fridge don't empty. Opinion on my rap, the flows, either the soul seeker, born leader, REK, yes, remember the name.
Take it back.
Drop the mic. You shouldn't be holding it. This is how it should be done.
Dropping balls on them. I like to catch them while they slipping. Take it back.
Drop the mic. You shouldn't be holding it. This is how it should be done.
I'm serious, man, I'm so sincere.
Yeah, I think I want to kill Bill O'Reilly, 187G dub, hill wheels on Denali's. Mama, I'm sorry, but when these dudes rap, I be thinking that I should pull a shine in the party, nickel 9 in the audience of weak rap shows. I never needed guns, but as my stress grows, need Eddie swag. Back a new West Coast, 80% of the new South rap shit blows. Now the Midwest shining, respect to grinding, but turn up my face to bullshit rap whining. Say goodnight to the industry, DJ Premier sentenced me to prepare something lethal for the ears. Here it is for the people, compare me to the other artists. I swear no equals, I hear their public opinion on my rap, say the future of the game. Top 10 DOA Rex, remember the name.
Take it back.
Drop the mic. You shouldn't be holding it. This is how it should be done.
Dropping balls on them. I like to catch them while they slipping. Take it back.
Drop the mic. You shouldn't be holding it. This is how it should be done.
I'm serious, man, I'm so sincere.
Rex.
Tell the people what you're here for.
It's the message in the song that makes you rock on. Some people go to places where they don't belong. Whether wrong or right, a lot of people fight. But I'm here to bless this mic, alright? I take action the minute that the crowd gets hype. I'm type crashing down like a meteorite. I'm bogarted, mics and whole stages, destroying MC's dreams from words to whole pages. Their rap books look more like scrapbooks with their fictional fairy tales and frail ass hooks. A lot of shit has happened since I started rapping. There's been enough beef and enough gat clapping. There's been mad signs for this brother to heed. And while some choose greed, I choose to plant seeds for your mental, spirit, and physical temple. Bob your head to it. There's the water, you've been led to it. Bathe in it. A long time you've been craving it. Branch to it. Use your third eye and glance through it. Your state of being becoming advanced through it. While others rhyme with no reason, I be breezing. Their mics, I seize them, then I try 'em for treason. I used to always like to hang out. Now I lounge in the rest, writing bombs while tracks bang out. I know you peeped me in the club then, but now I'm in your speaker with the voice that you're loving. It's the message in the song that makes you rock on. Some people go to places where they don't belong. Whether wrong or right, a lot of people fight. But I'm here to bless this mic, alright? Peace to the young ladies who wanna bone me much. And peace to my nigga Premier with the golden touch. I'll never fall off point like the Nero in Casino. Peace to black Ambinos and all my peoples dig the stilo. I'm fighting wars, you know, as in the jihad. Most humble, most merciful, that's because I be God. I trod through fogs, puffing logs. MCs muttering menial madness, they get marred, scarred and barred, and then banished from my fucking kingdom. You gotta fly and bring one, or else I come to fling some exquisite, exotic, exciting type shit. Enough to make the real heads wake up and get hyped quick. I'm type slick, known as the God Universal. Kick rhymes without rehearsal. I crossed the burning sands, now I stand here with virtue. Of course I could hurt you, simply with my point of view. And I knew that many would come, that's why I've chosen to cut off pathways, and there's no runways or doorways open for the jokers who ain't focused, and all the fake mercenaries get buried by the tongue of terrifying fury. Nothing's blurry, fuck it, I got no worries. Hearts and minds shine bright light with insight. Yes, it's my birthright to set up ciphers with power, cause mad shit ain't right. Like punks in the spotlight who can't freestyle. Sometimes I make my peace smile by saying something crazy wild, like some shit off my dome that be sounding better than the next man's whole album. Come with the weak shit, I break kids. Step into my zone, mad rhymes will stifle ya. Lines like rifles go blast when I kick some ass. A lot of rappers be like one-time wonders. Couldn't say a fly rhyme if there was one right under their noses. I hate those motherfucking poses, but I'm so real to them it's scary. And with my unique skills, nah, you can't compare me. And no, we don't make whack tracks. And all the suckers get pushed back when I'm kicking real facts. I represent, set up shit like a tent, boy. You're paranoid cause you're a son like Elroy. And you'd be happy as hell to get a record deal. Maybe your soul you'd sell to have mass appeal. Oh yes, I'm greater than all MCs. When I breeze, give me room please. I be like fascinating when I be updating, cutting off whack kids, pulling their trump cards. I thump hard and make them say that I'm God. Niggas be pretending they're hardcore, never know the meaning of. But I get props like a slogan, and no man could ever try to diss when I kicks my jam. Lyrically deaf and connecting, complete mic record. No double checking, vocals kill like weapons. But if I have to, I go all out with no mic. Yeah, that's right, cause I survive mad fights. And for my peeps, I truly care. Cause without some of them, I wouldn't be here. And they all know how I feel. The suckers be like playing themselves to have mass appeal. I've suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Just like baggy slacks, I'm crazy hip-hop. Check 1, 2, and you don't stop. Your head'll bop when I drop my crop of pure bomb. Just like the seashore, I'm calm and wild with my monotone style. Because I don't need gimmicks. Give me a fly beat, and I'm all in it. Word is born, I go on and on. For you it's tragic, I got magic like wands. So I'ma end this lecture and I betcha those who kick dirt in due time I'm gonna get ya. Cause I be kicking the real while they be losing the race trying to chase mass appeal.
Way down.
While they go the wide path, I'm heading narrow. On point like an arrow, I'm on a new level. They hate but going downhill like Will Ferrell. I just keep going forward, I never backpedal. Matter of fact, no Drake, I'm going back to back. They try to cancel me, but I flip the script like an acrobat. I bet they'll love me better if I was banging and trapping crack. Yeah, I used to rap for the world, ain't going back to that. Nah, no insurrection, I'm going in. And they try.
Why do I find it so hard to love you?